Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Brian Christopher of Train to Catch Planes. We here in the building, man. Another episode of Pilot Talks.
Hey.
We got somebody amazing in the building, man. Listen, before we get started here on Pilot Talks, we understand that success is in the journey. So it's all about putting real people in front of you with real stories who are in real motion. We got somebody here today. Before I introduce you formally, or before I let you introduce yourself, man, I'm going to go over your bio a little bit because I have to let them know who we are in the midst of.
Okay,
right?
let's get into it.
Listen, man, my special guest for today is a nationally recognized artist, event host, and MC, native of ATL. His soulful voice and dynamic personality has opened for the likes of Monica, Canton Jones, Karen Clark Sheard, Sammy, Q Parker of the supergroup 112. And check this out. The former First Lady of the United States of America, Michelle Obama. Just to highlight a few. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about you, brother. He has hosted nationwide dance competition tours, Battle of the Band events. He's a national anthem performer for the NBA G League College Park Skyhawks, and also a featured MC on both OWN and Oxygen networks. Now, you can catch his international debut as a contestant on the Food Network Canada's hit show, The Great Chocolate Showdown. Keep your eyes open, guys. We have the one and only.
Oh, wow.
Vince Ashton is in the building. Fly the jets on him. Vince, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is surreal, bro.
Yeah, man.
This is
Come on.
surreal.
This is awesome, man.
Wow.
Vince, welcome to Pilot Talks, man.
Thank you for having me,
Yes,
man.
sir.
As
Yes, sir.
always, so appreciative.
Yeah, man.
Honored to be a part of this amazing platform. You know, you were talking about the journey earlier. I've been with you through this journey as well. So just to
Come
see
on,
it
man.
from the ground floor
Yeah.
and to see what it has cultivated itself to and what it's also growing into.
Come on, man.
Post this.
That's right.
Come on, bro. I'm just happy to be in the number.
We here, ain't we? We here and we in the number, brother. We are in the number of each
Right,
other.
exactly.
Which is a great number to be in, man.
Thank you so much.
Vince. I kind of read over your bio, man.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a little rundown of who you are.
Ooh, so Vince Ashton, you know, I deemed myself as the Renaissance man, just through life, especially just maybe since 2017 up until now, just adhering to the common phrase, your passion is your paycheck.
Ooh.
And because I have so many passions,
Your passion is your
Right,
paycheck. I'm not
you
going to
know,
interrupt you, dog.
listen,
Keep going, man.
listen.
Keep going, bro.
you know, but that's real, because even just going back to my adolescent years and childhood years, my mom thrusted me in so many things, you know, and I think that's where, of course, a lot of this stuff was birth or just the experience of it all. Like, okay, you can do band, and then you can do choir, and then you can do taekwondo, and then you can do just all these
Wow.
things. And so
Yeah.
going through that in your childhood and adolescent years, and then applying those same tactics in when you start birthing all these things, you know, we'll talk about all the entities that I have. It has equated me into becoming a Renaissance man and just a lover of arts. A love of arts, all those
man.
things. Yeah.
For our viewers, man, tell us what a Renaissance man is.
Hey, a Renaissance man is, or in other words, what is it? The jack of many trades, having many irons in the fire, if you will. So just being, it's one thing to have the ability to do many things, but it's another thing to optimize those many things. Because I think in life, you know, we have many talents and many passions and hobbies or what have you, and that's amazing. But then I think it's a different level when you have a person that actually applies and creates businesses and, you know, momentum or whatever the case is off of those many passions. So that's what a Renaissance man is to me.
That's major, man. I already hear the audience asking because they already want to know, man. You said a major word. You said optimize.
Optimize.
How do you optimize?
Optimize is, you know what? Optimize is not only expanding, but it's really milking it. For what it is. And you got to understand there's levels to this. There's levels to every single business entity, endeavor, journey, or whatever the case is. And whatever level you are at, make sure you are milking it for what it's worth. Because it's easy to create a business plan and then kick something off. Okay, well, in that first area, that first stage, that first base, if you will, did you really seize that opportunity? and give it all that you could so it can elevate
That's right.
to that next step.
That's right.
So optimization is big. And I'm living in that right now, actually.
Right now,
Yeah.
in the midst of optimization.
Yeah.
Bullet point number 1, optimization. Write that down.
Yeah.
That's major. Milking it for everything that it is. Every opportunity, every gift, every talent that's on the inside of you. Milking it.
Milking it.
And not being afraid to.
Yeah.
All right, let's slow down. Let's pump the brakes.
We already know.
Let's pump the brakes on this plane, man. We still on the runway, man.
Ooh.
Listen, bro. So I know you're on your press run right now. You're covering the United States from the east to the west coast, man. And I'm just so happy that I'm your second stop for today.
Yeah.
Tell us about the press run and what's this thing about, man? What you got going on?
So, speaking of optimization,
Yes, sir.
if you will, just with where I am in life right now and how serious I'm taking my craft and my career, God has blessed me to afford to bring on a team. Paid, credible, talented, degreed professionals.
Wow.
And a piece of that is being signed to a public relations firm, Synergy PR Services. So shout out to Clarissa, my PR agent. And so connecting and collaborating with her, she has done a phenomenal job in just having me featured in the Recap Report, which is an internationally renowned online publication. I just did this morning, WAOK 1380 AM, the Wandalyn Stokes show. There it is. On point with Wandalyn Stokes. And she is an Atlanta legend. We'll get into that a little bit later.
We're going to get into it.
Real Atlanta in the building. Okay, well, press pause. Please
He said
hold.
real Atlanta. He said real Atlanta. We're going to get there.
We'll get into that later. All in all, we're just getting the name out.
Yeah.
Optimizing it.
That's right.
Because going into, I know we'll get into this later, the Food Network opportunity, I was believing for okay, I've done a lot in the Atlanta circuit. I've done a lot. I've been doing Battle of the Bands and drumline competitions and did some great things here. But I was like, okay, Lord, I believe I'm ready. I feel that I'm ready, to go to that next level. I believe that I'm ready to go to that next level. So in Jesus' name, let me get this opportunity. The Food Network came. I said, well, that's the dough. We about to jump through this bad boy and seize it for what it is. And now that I'm out of filming of that, now it's time to set the timeline.
Okay.
Set the game plan and optimize it.
Ooh, man, listen, man, I got chills, bro. Because everything you saying is just so full, man. You mentioned you put a team around you. We'll get to that. The importance of putting y'all write that down now.
Yeah.
So that's number 2.
Credible team.
Credible team.
You got to put that in there. You can't have everybody
That's right.
around you.
That's right. Oh.
That's real. You can't. You cannot, especially, and we know this, the yes men type thing. You cannot surround yourself with yes men, and you have to surround yourself with people that are qualified, that are equipped, that are better, that know more than you. Because even me in the entertainment industry, and I've read many books on the music business and all these things, but if I have an agent and a manager and a PR team that has been in this, it'd be counterproductive to work with somebody that is your equal or what have you. I mean, I think it'll get you far, but still, you want somebody that can challenge and push and bring you further opportunities as well. So credibility, degreed, people for me, experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. It matters.
Credible.
Yeah.
People who are smarter. And you're just so full, man. It's hard not to just deep dive on everything that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely listen. Before we deep dive, man, tell us about the Food Network, man. Because I know this is a major event that is here now.
It's here now.
It's here now.
It's here now.
Tell us about what the heck is going on.
Bro, so shout out to Food Network Canada. Shout out to Nikki Ray Casting Productions team. Food Network Canada reached out to me actually 2 years ago. They reached out to me 2 years ago, slid into the DMs on Instagram.
In the DMs.
It's a cheesecake page. And I was like, when people be DMing you, it's like, no, side-eyeing.
Yeah.
So I actually...
He said you side-eyed.
I did.
Yes, sir.
I did. No, for real.
Yes, sir.
But I have some other industry friends, and I was like, is this a real casting team? All this
You
stuff.
had to qualify.
Yeah. And they were like, no, this is legit. Wow. I was like, okay. So, sure. Why not? All right. Let's proceed in the conversation. Yeah. So, no, I had, they reached out to me 2 years ago, and hey, Great Chocolate Showdown, that's the name of the show, season 2. They were casting for that. But by the time I responded to it, they had already finished casting or what have you, they're like, hey, Vince, you're awesome. We want to consider you for season 3 in the event that we get renewed. Cool deal. Awesome. So we get around to August of this year, and I had actually forgot about the conversation, and they reappeared in the DMs. I'm like, okay, yeah. Now, may I mind you, the first quarter of 2021, I did the dance competition tour. Okay. So we did like 12 to 14 cities across the nation. And so I felt like I was already on this rise. And then after that, we had the Lennox Mall situation with It's a Cheesecake being placed in there. And so when Food Network came around, I was like, oh, this is a part of the plan for 2021. So I answered, I responded, and, it was a very rigorous emphasis on rigorous process to even just be casted. Like many Zoom calls,
really,
many phone calls, these people were texted.
Wow.
Like when you get like the executive casting director texting
so they're
you
highly involved
from a Canadian number.
Wow.
I'm like, what is 414? Now I know 404.
Don't answer that.
But I don't know what 41 is. This texting Steve, what is it? Fees applied. What is the international rate? Y'all ain't gonna charge me.
Wow. That's real.
Thinking of all the things. But no, but I say that to say it was a different energy this go round than it was last go round dealing with them. And I was like, I feel like there is a personal investment. Like they want me to be a part.
Wow.
And what sealed it before I was like even like officially casted, I had a conversation with one of the people one day. They're like, hey Vince, we love you. We want you great. We want you on. We just want to see if you can do other baking things, because I'm the cheesecake guy. Love cheesecake all day, every day. And I was like, I can bake other stuff. Yes, I can. Sure. Enrolled in YouTube University.
That's right.
Found all the recipes in the world. And Brian, when I tell you, for a week straight, I learned how to bake cakes, cobblers, cookies, brownies, blondies, tarts, pies. It was like Publix was sick of me. I was at Publix, Mike was at Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
Buying everything.
Okay. Hold on, Vince.
Okay, I know it's a lot. It's a story. It was a process.
Man, listen,
man. It was a process.
So you telling me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man. So you saying they reached out in your DM. Number one, your social media presence had to be at a certain place to even be able to present what you were doing.
Yeah.
For them to see it, for them to understand what you do and respect it.
And the quality.
So your presentation had to be on point.
Come on, President. I'm big on that, Brian.
Yes, sir.
I'm big on that. I'm big. If look. Yeah, go ahead.
Your presentation had to be on point. So we're talking about the importance of presentation.
Yeah.
We're talking about you had to be consistent in that presentation, obviously, because your conversation started 2 years prior, and they watched you up until. So there had to be a consistency in your excellent presentation.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
And then you talked about when the opportunity presented itself, you weren't necessarily, quote unquote, equipped to do all the things that they were asking.
Come on. That is facts.
So there was a decision to be made right there.
A quick decision to be made if I really wanted to pursue this. But just going off of everything that I achieved, I was like, yo, like you bust your butt on that tour.
Wow.
Like you were going every weekend from January till May.
Yeah.
Now you're in Lennox. Like there's and other things were happening. Like, okay, you've been pushing yourself. You've been expanding your bandwidth since the top of this year. Go for it.
Go for it. But
go
Vince,
for it.
Vince, like, but what about the people who are afraid to go for it because they feel like they lack the experience, the knowledge, the know-how, or even just the I'm gonna get on YouTube for a week straight and just dive in and do what I need to do. What's that mindset, man?
Yeah. So the key word that comes to that to that question is what they actually said to me once I was casted: tenacity.
Oh, okay.
Tenacity. Okay. The fact that we know that you are great at cheesecakes, but in a week you didn't learn just to do 2 or 3 things. You learned to do 8 or 9 things, and these things look amazing per the pictures you're sending us. And I did have people come to the house and taste everything. It can look good on the plate, but if it don't taste, you ain't about to talk about me on TV. make sure that it tastes
when they cut to that B-roll and they talking about you.
I ain't about to talk about me. No. So I did, bring that into the situation as well. But when they said that your tenacity, in addition to your professionalism, your quality, your communication, we didn't have to chase after you for phone calls. Everything we requested, you responded immediately. Just all those things. We see your tenacity. That is a piece of the puzzle as to why we want you to be on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Tenacity.
Consistency. Yeah.
Excellence in presentation. Not being afraid to go for it when you don't exactly feel equipped to do so, but understanding that you have it in you to make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're baking. We've gone on YouTube. We've learned these new skills on YouTube.
Yeah.
You said you were submitting some pictures?
Yes.
Okay, so what were some of the things you were submitting, and then how did the process move forward from there?
So just to name a few things, I learned how to do like white chocolate brownies, chocolate cobbler, because it is a chocolate show. So they wanted to put emphasis, whatever you submit needs to have chocolate, with it. I did a hummingbird cake. I did German chocolate cookies. I'm really big on white chocolate, so a lot of the stuff was around white chocolate as is. I did a white chocolate lemon cake. It was, now that was busting.
Really?
That was good. I had to pat myself on the back on that one. So I did this, okay. But for the first time, shout out. And that was a layered cake too. And you know what? I actually conquered fears. It's funny you bringing this up.
Come on, man.
I actually was conquering fears in real time during that week because I was scared of baking layered cakes.
Wow.
Because when I was watching like the stuff on YouTube, I was like, ooh, you got to stack and you got to do and you got to put this and I need to get a cake plate and where can I find a cake plate? Okay, let's go to, just all these things. So I had already like talked myself out of not baking cakes before, like even earlier that week, Brian.
Wow.
Like no lie, but I knew I was like, I need to show my butt.
That's right.
I need to show out. To show out. And so I did it. And for it to come out the way it did, I was just proud of myself for that alone. And even once I submitted the pictures of everything, this is funny because the cast of people are like, oh, this looks good. Please bring this to Canada. We can't wait. They're just excited or what have you. I was so proud of myself by the end of that week. Of course, if I were to get cast, it would have been amazing. But just what I conquered in 7 days, I was like, yo. Because now the thing is, I can take all of these different things that I've learned how to bake and make that into the business. So now we're doing It's a Cheesecake and Baked Goods. It's a Cheesecake and more.
And more.
You feel what I'm saying? So there's we're going to make this happen or configure it in the model some way, somehow. All of this will not be in vain. But praise God, I was selected for that. So, yeah.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
Vince Ashton.
Yeah.
Dude, man.
That was real. You brought me back. That was a real moment.
I mean,
that
was saying so
real
much,
moment.
man. It's like,
yeah.
Just the fact that even through the fear of inadequacy, or a perceived inadequacy, man. Listen, everybody, listen. We all have so many inadequacies that we perceive within ourselves, man. But when we recognize every good thing that's on the inside for real, because we do have things on the inside, but we have to recognize them. We have to acknowledge those things.
It's good.
When you acknowledge those things.
It's good.
Wow. Okay, so listen, bro. We're gonna move forward in the network, but I have to come back to, because I want my audience to understand It's a Cheesecake real quick.
Okay.
Okay? Because It's a Cheesecake is what got you through the door.
Si, senor. Yes. Si, senor.
It's a Cheesecake, man. Tell us about It's a Cheesecake.
It's a Cheesecake. It happened on the fly. Realistically.
Wow.
I'll say, what was that, holiday season 2017? Facebook and YouTube were doing those like 60-second recipe moments. And I was like, yo, they had a cheesecake and it was an Oreo cheesecake. I was like, let's just give it a try. Sure. So I did it. And, my mom and grandma had it that holiday season. Oh, this is pretty good. Okay, cool. left it alone, yada, yada, yada. We moved forward to like that fall of 2018 the next year. And it was a potluck I was attending. I was going to be lazy and just get a nugget tray from Chick-fil-A. And but, you know, my friends were like,
He said,
I was like, yo.
man, you so funny,
Bro,
man.
I was about to get a gallon of lemonade and slide on in.
It would have been
there.
appreciated.
Hey, I would have ate it.
That's right.
I know I would have ate it.
That's right.
Got that Chick-fil-A sauce would have been good.
That's it, man. We good.
Hey, but I was quickly reminded
Yes, sir.
by my friends like, yo, now you can cook. We see you cook everything else under the sun.
You go in. Let's not get that twisted,
You
brother.
better bring something out of your kitchen.
Yes,
Don't be
sir.
bringing no nugget platter. And then the potluck was on a Sunday, so if I would have been sitting.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Now we can do the math now, brother. Hold on. It's Sunday, and we got Chick-fil-A.
And I was like, dang, I can't do no stale nuggets. Maybe a wrap platter. Maybe let's do a wrap and a fruit tray. That's what we'll go. But no. So in that moment, my good friend, shout out to Calvin Finkley. He does all my photography and my graphics. Majority of some of my graphics. He called me.
Back to that presentation, man. Listen, man, your presentation is on par. I just have to just say that, man. For years, your pictures have been amazing. For years, your graphics have been amazing.
Thank you.
For years.
Thank you.
For years.
I appreciate that. I take pride.
Real.
In the quality of what I do.
It shows, man.
Thank you. But yeah, I was on the phone one night walking around Kroger trying to figure out, what I'm gonna make. He was like, Vince, didn't you make a cheesecake last year? I was like, yeah. So that just spun into an idea like, hey, okay, I like peach cobbler. We'll do a peach cobbler cheesecake. I'm gonna do a salted caramel macchiato cheesecake, and then I'm gonna do a triple berry white chocolate cheesecake. And this is all just remembering the recipe, the base of the cookies and cream cheesecake from the year prior. I didn't even look back into what that recipe entailed. I just was going off of memory and just, remixing it with all the different flavors. So I did it, brought it to the potluck, and the reactions were like,
wow.
You may need to go on the business, Playboy, with this.
Wow.
Sure. So I know that you can probably remember this. I was doing 3 new flavors a week.
Yep.
That September, whatever that was. And,
Tenacity.
Had the tasting party. Calvin developed the logo for me, did the business plan, got the website, all those things. And It's a Cheesecake was birthed. But I did not know that I was going to be laid off from my 9-to-5 at that time, literally a month after It's a Cheesecake was birthed. And so you're going from a place that you've been working at for, I think, going on 3 years at that time or what have you. And, you're under the perception that everything is good and you're killing and we're achieving and conquering all these great things at the position that I was in. And then and suddenly out of nowhere be let go is like,
wow.
Okay, what do I do? But I quickly remembered Beth Moore. She's a preacher, a speaker, or what have you. She said something at this conference I attended in 2017. She was like, God's ambition over yours.
Okay.
I quickly remembered that, and I was like, okay. I'm not going to become anxious in the unknown. I'm not going to I got laid off. I need to quickly run let me find something somewhere else. I'm not going to panic.
Wow.
I'm going to utilize my passion.
You didn't panic. So in the midst of, first of all, something that happened out of nowhere. Where you were thriving.
Correct. Yeah.
Thriving, let go, had to decide not to panic.
Correct.
And use what was around you already.
And the cheesecakes were ready, set, go. Let's make this happen. But how God works is how that just happened to be the holiday season.
Wow.
We getting right into October, right into Thanksgiving. And for me to never have been a baker, and I think I sold close to 70 cheesecakes that year, all out of my kitchen.
Wow.
Sun up to sundown for 2 days, trying to be creative in the refrigerator and freezer space. And okay, can you get yours earlier? Because I got to put this in. I was just trying to. Calvin, he had Calvin. Shout out to Calvin. Calvin is the ride or die. He had this is so.
What Calvin do?
I didn't have a dining table, a large enough dining table. And so he had found one of his old ones. I think it was his mama's. And it was like one of them, like 1985, you know, them thick mahogany.
The big boys.
That's heavy. Like, you can't even push it. You need about 4 people to pick up that bad boy.
Yeah.
He brought that thing over the house, and I just made it work. I turned it to a pie shop.
Wow.
You know?
Pie shop.
But when I tell you, that sustained me. It's a Cheesecake sustained me all the way up until I got the job at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That March.
Wow. Wow.
And then just for that to happen and It's a Cheesecake elevate literally year after year after year. And to think of the catalyst of the story, it began just by looking at a Facebook recipe.
I've partaken in a few of your cheesecakes.
Come on, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. Because, like, literally, guys, I need you to know, like, It's a Cheesecake has grown exponentially over the years to the point where when holidays roll around, I know people personally who count that as a part of their holiday menu. Now, serious that is.
Yeah.
Like, It's a Cheesecake
It's a blessing,
is
man.
a staple in their holiday menu.
Bro.
My wife's birthday came around.
Yeah.
And I said, It's a Cheesecake is the new birthday cake.
Hey, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, man, it's been amazing just to watch you. First of all, we didn't know. I didn't know the depth of the background of the journey that you know, how it actually sustained you in that time. And we don't think about, you know, you were in the kitchen and you're making all of these cheesecakes and, well, you do have to refrigerate these things.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you do have to store these things.
Yeah.
And that picture that you just put in our minds, man, is one of showing that no matter what it looks like, you just got to keep going.
Come on.
And you got to roll with it, no matter how it comes. You ended up in Lenox Mall. For those who are not in Atlanta, I need them to understand that Lenox Mall is the epitome of luxury, class, and esteem.
Yeah. I love it. Esteem. The accuracy.
Exactly. And esteem.
I love it.
Lenox is that mall that's here that people travel to come shop at Lenox. When people come to Atlanta, they want to be able to say that they shopped at Lenox.
Right.
It's a Cheesecake is sold in Lenox Mall. How'd we get there?
So I just had flown back from Cancun. That had to be July of last year. Woke up from a nap. There was this guy. He was a chef and his business partner had reached out. I was like, hey, you know, we're opening a new restaurant in Lenox called And Cheese. We specialize in gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. We love your page, love the desserts that you do. Would like to consider give you the opportunity, you know, to come in and be a vendor, do our desserts and all these things. And, you know, I'm like, well, okay, again, that's a fear because I'm just used to doing whole cakes and just operating in my business model that way. But then once I come out of that mindset of fear and I go into, well, it's a cheesecake, you need to optimize. This is another level.
Wow.
Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
They want to do slices.
Okay.
How can we do slices?
Okay.
What's the price point? What are the containers going to cost? If they want to purchase wholesale, how much am I going to charge with that? Is there going to be a vendor fee? You know, is it going to be like a barbershop booth rent, like that type of thing? So now I'm thinking and talking with them, meeting with them, getting the business plan together, what looks right, what's on paper, all these things or what have you. And we were in there.
Wow.
We were in there. And I think to this date, I know I have sold over 500 slices. Well over 500 slices thus far. Like, I know that on fact. Like, that. Yeah. That's a fact.
Wow.
That's a fact.
500
slices.
You went from selling whole cheesecakes.
Yeah.
That was your business model. Initially, you had to think about how to adjust your model to fit the current situation that you were being presented.
Correct.
And you went to slices.
Yep. And now we're moving into the remainder of 2021. Here's the big thing. I'm now doing slices and the holidays are coming up. and everybody's shopping.
That's right. Wow.
So I have to double
Wow.
what they need, and because now I have a larger name in the Atlanta area, it's probably going to be double the normal orders I would get for the holiday
orders
season.
plus what you have in the retail.
Brian, when I tell you everybody was in that kitchen baking.
Come on. Come on.
Mama, grandma,
Yeah.
we're going to, okay, you do the containers and you do the stickers.
Wow.
And like, shout out to my mom and grandma because it's a cheesecake now is being discussed to become a family business because of how they they showed up while I was filming for Food Network. Because, man, mind you, I was in Canada while Linux was happening.
Wow.
Didn't miss a beat because I had to teach mom and grandma the recipes.
Wow.
And they FaceTime and they
kept
calling
it
me.
going.
Did I do this right?
Wow.
It got a crack in it. It's like, it's okay. It's going to freeze. It'll go back together. You know, they're like, oh my God. But, and they were killing. So just the enhancement and the elevation of the demand, like adhering to that and literally trying to knock out two birds with one stone, slices and whole cakes, holiday season 2021 was insane.
Yeah. You had to figure out how to make it happen simultaneously.
Come on.
I think that's where a lot of us fall off is when those challenges present themselves to us and we don't necessarily know how to pivot or adjust in those times. And we fall off, man. People fall off in those times.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot to make a business swing in a negative direction. It don't take a lot.
Right.
All it takes is just something to take your attention momentarily.
Yeah.
But we're talking about now how to pivot, how to sustain through, how to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
That's good.
That's good stuff, Vince.
That's good.
So here we are, man.
Yeah.
Another opportunity came through your DM because of your presentation, because of your consistency, because of the excellence, because of all of those things that you have.
Yeah.
That's needed in business, needed not only in business, but just needed in life, period.
Yeah.
Tenacity is needed in life, period.
Yeah.
Back to Canada.
Yeah.
Now we're there.
Whew. I want to go back. Toronto, I say it's like Chicago and Buckhead if they had a baby. That's Toronto.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the architecture is bananas. Everything is a high rise. Everything is like super well kept, great landscaping, tourism, just all those things. And where the condo was, it was right by like all of the sports districts. So all the arenas for the hockey team, the baseball stadium, the soccer stadium was around the corner. So we were like in the thick of it.
Yeah.
So of course the condos, when you live in downtown Toronto, of course they're like up to par, amazing, beautiful sites or what have you. And it's funny because, you know, we got there and I think all the contestants, we talked about this, like we were expecting like, okay, we about to start filming tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody got their little things. I haven't met anybody at this time. By this time when I initially had flown in. And, you know, I'm just going through my recipes because in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to have to remember.
You got to go through this first challenge straight through the door.
Yeah, I'm going to have to remember these things by heart. You know, so I'm just trying to, like, I'm literally reciting recipes. And this is bacon. So this like half a cup of this, but all in all, we get a call. Hey y'all, y'all probably not gonna start filming till a week after y'all land.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, well, field trip, we about to be in Toronto. Like,
I already know you.
Where
already know you, man.
Where the nearest restaurant? Y'all know I'm a foodie now. You know, I got my pictures. Like,
ready.
What I gotta do? Yo, they was like, oh no, you about to work? Where we working? Brian. They called this thing bacon boot camp.
Okay.
And when we got to the studio, they had this huge trapper keeper. You remember them old school trapper keepers? Yeah.
Okay.
Full of just paper. And we opened it and it was like 95 sheets of recipes.
Wow.
They had a table of contents. A table of contents.
That's a huge book.
Brian, bro, we literally for about close to a week straight baked at least 2 to 3 things a day.
Wow.
Out of that.
Wow.
Trapper keeper. And we had a great chef come in, and he was a phenomenal pastry chef, of course. And he taught us the things and walked through it with us. And that alone was like, okay, I just came out of my own kitchen. YouTube University.
Okay, so hold on. Let us digest that picture for real, because you just really put that in perspective when you said that. You came from your kitchen, YouTube University, and now you're in a world-class studio.
Yeah, we were on set.
On set with a real for real pastry chef and a book this thick full of recipes.
Bro.
That's some perspective for you.
Bro, and now I'm learning, trying to remember what I had taught myself, and now learning.
Oh, my goodness.
All these other new things. I mean, French pastry, just things I didn't even know existed in the culinary world of baking. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, wow.
What? It was such a science behind chocolate.
Wow.
There's a science to it. Tempering chocolate, just making sure the temp is right and knowing how to cool it, bring it up to heat, what it needs to look like when it's finally executed. If it cracks, you did it wrong. If it's too hot, if the table's too cold, if you drip an ounce of water, it's going to seize the chocolate. Like all of the scenarios. And then get this. Once we learned what we learned in the studio, we had to go do it in the condo.
Wow.
We had homework.
They wasn't playing.
At all. So though the prize at the end of the day is $50,000, I think as a person that just watches cooking shows, it's like, okay, in your mind, they just go to the studio, cook, and that's it.
Oh yeah. This is definitely a different perspective.
Bro,
we're getting, man.
You are working for that $50K.
Wow.
You're working from the time that you get there to the time that you depart. You are working for that $50K on and off camera.
Wow.
Off camera was already, intense enough. So then when we get around time for filming, it's like, oh.
So it's real.
Bro.
It's real.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro. Like, but beyond that, it's like before we even started filming, of course you're doing your baking boot camps, then they got to do your fittings. Then, how, we like to get out here, cut down here. I'm in Canada. I ain't bringing my barber up there. And we did black folk.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We can't go to Great Clips.
Not at all, brother.
How we gonna do this?
Wow.
So they had to find one of the barbers that actually does the haircuts for the Toronto rappers to come into my condo and cut my hair.
Wow. The barber from the Toronto Raptors had to come cut your hair out of all of Toronto.
Bro.
Yeah.
So that alone, and then, going to wardrobe and makeup and making sure that the look is cohesive, because this is a cast. It's an ensemble show. It's many personalities, many diversities, many backgrounds, ethnic groups were comprised of this cast. And when you see it, you know what I'm talking about. Everything known to man was represented on that cast. Wow. And it was a beautiful picture. It was a really beautiful picture just to see it all be displayed once the show, took off or what have you. But just going through that preliminary thing, it's like, yo. And then going into the actual filming, TV world.
Yeah. It's grueling.
Brian, I'm gonna tell you this.
It's grueling.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a live performer.
Yeah.
Give me live performances.
Let me just run it and let it go.
I'm looking at the camera on this one. Give me live performances any day before that TV.
Yes, sir.
Bro, if you don't have no insoles in your shoes.
Yes, sir. You working.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Because your feet about to be tore up.
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of emotion. A lot of, just challenges. You're frustrated, you're happy, you're excited. People are breaking down. People want to go home. They're missing their families. It's intense, but then you're laughing another moment and you're learning new things. So it was an emotional roller coaster.
That's a roller coaster. You literally just described everything that a person could possibly feel.
Yeah.
The boot camp, the homework, the actual show. I'm hearing elevation in your skill level, bro. I'm hearing you got an opportunity to build on what you already have.
Yeah.
I can't wait to taste what comes after this, man.
Bro, and you know what? The the most fun thing that I learned how to make, can't even say bake, but to learn how to make, was the gummy bears and the gummy worms, man. From scratch, bro.
Okay. That's different.
Bro, we up here working with sugar. I'm talking about I had to put 2 layers of gloves because, you know, when sugar gets hot, it's very dangerous. It can burn your skin.
Wow.
You know, like you can get a bad degree burn off of touching hot sugar.
Really?
But just learning the science behind it and making your own gummy bears and gummy worms and stuff. From scratch. Got the recipe at the house right now.
It's a cheesecake and more.
Bro.
Is it going to be and more, or should it be is it something else? So you're not quite sure yet?
I'm not quite sure.
I'm ready to plug it.
Bro, I'm not quite sure yet. You know, wow. in the back of my mind, I am developing what that menu looks like because I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
And if it does grow into a family business, then of course we can expand into things or what have you. But like I said, that's the business model. Adjusting the business model.
That's right.
Given what scenario and season that you're in, staying flexible.
Yeah.
Staying flexible. Or what have you. I am thinking on those things, but as of right now,
welcome home.
Hello, that part. But yeah, that show was so unbelievable.
In the midst of the show, man, you're going through all these emotions. How are you coping with dealing with so many different emotions, from the anxieties, the fears, the nervousness, the not sure if, the even places of confidence? Like, how are you balancing in all of that?
I'm just being honest. Did I balance it? I don't know. I think I gave myself the grace to feel.
Okay. Talk about it.
Only because I think prior to coming into the show, if there was like any type of feeling of like, you know, anxiety or frustration or, you know, pressure and things, I would just sort of be like, okay, well, I got to bounce back off of it. You know, I got to, you know, let's maneuver, sticky move, and, you know, not really adhere and not acknowledge what it is. But in that moment, it was like, as long as I know mentally I'm not like going to a place of like, you know, we deep and dark and stuff like that, it's like, okay, this pressure is going to make me stronger. The challenges, the frustrations are going to make me stronger, because if I'm frustrated in this moment, I need to figure out a better solution.
Come on.
To get out of this frustration versus just sitting in the frustration and sitting in the pressure and allowing yourself to be fully immersed and succumb by it. And then that's how you know, get into those darker moments in life and those darker headspaces. But if you sort of figure out what is the solution out of this, okay, I can feel it because I'm utilizing this energy and how it feels to get me out of it.
Wow.
You know? And so I think that is what helped me just sort of maneuver those things. And then, Brian, I mean, just my faith.
Yes, sir.
Just my faith. Just remembering them songs that get you through, calling my mama every night. Like, listen, this is what's going on over here. And just being honest. You know what? That's good.
Come on.
Honesty. Especially when you have, you know, your team of people, your parents, whoever your soundboard is, it's important to have a soundboard. It's important to have a soundboard, people that you can, you know, talk to, confide in, and give you that good wisdom and advice or what have you. But being honest about the situation. Because it's easy, you know, when people call, well, how is it going? Oh, we did this. And you're speaking of the good.
Yeah.
But you're not really speaking of the challenging moments. Like, being honest about this. Like, this is what happened. This is what I didn't agree with. I didn't like this. It was too hot over here. Just being honest so you can get an honest reply. Honest advice. Because if you sugarcoating and just saying everything that sounds good and looks good, you can't expect anything, you know, of substance to refill you to come out of whomever you're speaking with. So I had to be honest in those conversations of confidence with my mom, you know, to assist me and better prepare me in whatever was coming up that next day, those next challenges, you know?
That's strong, man. So many times we'll want to be reached out to. We'll want to be, I guess, met where we are emotionally, mentally, in an honest way. But then we don't give it honestly. We want it honestly, but we won't give it honestly. I don't know if that's a pride thing or or whatever that is, man. But you just brought up the point. You have to be honest with
you
where
have to
you
be
are
honest.
so you can receive it.
And you know what? I definitely think it is a pride thing, but it also, I just feel like the way of the world right now with the look, social media, we always want to look together. We want to look our best. And yeah, you definitely do. But of course, it looks good on paper, but when it comes to the actual feeling and internalizing those things, it's a fine line between that. Like, you just can't be looking good for everybody when you're going through stuff. Be honest about it. Be honest. Like, you got to disconnect from the aesthetics of things.
So it's very important to have that place of honesty.
Yes.
You said soundboard, that I guess community of people, however large or small that community is, you have to have that place where you can go take the makeup off.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's strong.
That's good.
Yeah.
You gave yourself permission to feel.
Yeah.
How many of us are struggling with giving ourselves permission to feel? Whether that's feelings of failure, feelings of fear and insecurity. I'm not where I need to be quite yet because I thought by this age I would be this, and you're not giving yourself permission to actually feel that.
Yeah.
Without feel, how do you heal? How
How
do you come through it?
Jeez.
You got to be able to come through it.
How do you heal? Oh,
Yes,
that's
sir.
strong, Brian.
So,
that's strong, man.
You pulling it out, man.
Oh,
You pulling it out.
that is strong.
Yeah.
That is,
And it's a real thing, man. Because so many people are stuck where they are in dis-ease, not able to heal because they're not honest in the place of where they feel.
Because you're deflecting and avoiding.
Period. Yeah. For sake of what? Your look, your presentation, your appearance, your perception. Well, people think this of me, people think that social media scroll.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
So many nuggets. Listen, guys, man, thank you. Just stay tuned in, man. Taking notes. We got a lot of meat in this meal, man. A lot of meat in this meal. If you have any questions or comments concerning anything we're talking about, make sure you're dropping it in the comments, hitting us in the DMs. Just make sure you're giving us any type of feedback that you feel on the other side of this, man. But Vince, I definitely just want to continue just a bit further, man. There's so much more we can talk about, bro.
Try to be
We're gonna have to do a part 2
series.
We're gonna have to do Vince, you understand we're gonna have to come back, right? Because we have not even scratched the surface, man. We haven't scratched the surface.
Wow.
Name the entities again, man.
Yeah, so you got the photography, Everyday Ashton, Lifestyle and Event Photography. It's a Cheesecake by Vince Ashton. And then Blacktivity, Social Justice.
Vince, first of all, before we fly out of here, man, I want first to say thank you, man.
Thank you.
For just being a pilot of your own plane and coming and sharing that mindset of what it takes to actually be in that seat of your own flight.
Yeah.
Thank you for just sharing your experience, your journey. There's more that we haven't touched on.
Yeah.
We'll come back one day.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there'll be a part 2 because there's a lot of stuff coming
There's
up.
a lot of stuff coming up, man.
Brian.
Brian.
We can talk about it after this camera cut off. Brian, you know I can't sit still.
Yeah. I know.
You know I can't sit still.
This is true.
Vince, I believe in working in silence and drop heavy.
Okay.
When I get quiet, that's when you know, like, oh.
All right, so you just said work in silence and drop heavy.
When I was gone in Canada, they ain't know what was going on. Before I got the Linux situation, it's a cheesecake. I wasn't making no noise externally. But when it's time to release it, we gonna release it. And it's going to be a moment. I'm making it a moment. Now, the thing is, once that moment starts to taper off, what's going to happen next? How can you thread everything together? And it's not forcing something to happen. It's being intentional with what you are going to do post that. I know we got to go.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a difference between being busy and productive.
Oh, my goodness,
It's
man.
a difference. It's a difference between being busy and productive.
What's the difference?
Busy is busy work. It's like ants. You know, you're just moving. But I feel like productivity has more intent behind it.
The intent. Okay.
Yeah.
Work in silence, drop heavy. All right. Be intentional behind your productivity.
Yeah.
Not just doing busy work.
Come on. No, seriously.
Man, listen, man, you just took us out with a bang.
Hey.
You took us out with a bang, man. For the listeners, for the followers, for the audience viewing, man, how do we catch up, keep in contact, watch, cheer on? Just where do we find Vince Ashton? All things Vince Ashton. How do we stay connected to you, man?
Yeah, you know, VinceAshton. That is where I am on all social media platforms. So, of course, Instagram is what I'm pretty much most active in right now. But if you click on that link tree in your bio, it'll have all the rest of the entities where you can follow and support. The YouTube, SoundCloud, Vince Ashton for the music. New music is coming. Believe that. But there's something that you did say that I definitely have to just honor. It's the support team. The family members, the friends, the peers that allow me to come into just their platforms and their journeys, and that believe in me and that are constantly cheering me on and constantly purchasing cheesecakes or reposting, whatever the case, whatever big or small. I am beyond appreciative of that. And I have to make sure that people feel that love. And not only feel that love, make sure I reciprocate that love when they have things coming up too. That I purchase things, that I'm reposting things, and we're iron sharpening iron.
That's right.
We're building off of each other. I'm handing the baton to you, you hand it back to me, and we doing that out of love because we want to see the entire circle succeed.
That's right.
But all in all, I want to make sure that everybody that I come in contact with knows that I tremendously love you all, and I'm extremely appreciative for it. So I have to make that clear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I feel loved, man.
Yeah.
Real deal.
It's
real deal, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for flying this plane with us, man.
Well, we gonna catch a flight together now.
Oh yeah, we on this plane. We on this
Real
world
talk.
tour, man.
Yeah.
Plenty more in store, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Let's get it.
Hey guys, make sure you stay tuned. Train to Catch Planes Pilot Talks. This has been another amazing episode, man. We are out.
No, you can do it. Do it. Give it a chance. Take a shot and keep it moving. Moving. Stop giving up. Never let them take your spot. Don't let them take your spot.
What if everything you've dreamt of becoming became possible? What if everything you've imagined to be true became your reality? What if that one time you said you would do it, you actually did? What if you stopped asking what if and asked why not?